Hello, how's it going, guys? So today, whoops, I'll be showing you how to build a minecart unloading and loading station. It shouldn't be that difficult to learn and also just do in general. Not that many resources involved. I'll try to show you for the unloading two different methods. For the loading, I kind of only know one for now, but I'm pretty sure with just normal how redstone works, you could change it up how whatever you want. So the first thing we want to do is these are the materials you're going to need to build the loading unloading stations. Now, you're going to most likely you're just going to need one of every kind, and I'm being serious, besides the chest. And then of course if you do the loading, you're just going to double on what you see in front of you. So very simple. Any building block, I'm just using iron to visually show you that it's a little bit easier to follow. So you want to make a basically a square 4x4 and just take out these two blocks on the sides, and then you're going to do the exact same thing but the opposite way. So you should have a block here, space, and then above that one a block, next to that space, above that a block, next to that space, above that a block. All right, now if you do this high up in the air or down low, you're just going to have to remember that you're going to basically be counting 1 2 1 2. So this empty part right here, you're going to place a comparator facing the block, and then you're going to need a redstone torch on top of this block, and then a redstone dust. And this is basically it. You could add a lever and just turn it off or turn it on, just in case. I use this if the minecart is basically not doing anything. I'll shut it off like that, but we'll keep it on for now. The next thing is the hopper. Now you could have the hopper facing down, but I like to just have the hopper facing away, just so I have more room to work with if I need it. If you don't care, you can place it down here. It doesn't matter. But basically, this is just gonna be for your storage. Where you're gonna put your items when they do get unloaded. And this is basically the entire build right here. All right. And then you're gonna get your rails, a building block. There you go. This is it. This is the entire thing. So what's going to happen is, if a minecart, and you could use this to pick up items or to just move items from one place to another. So just depending on what minecart you use, you could use both of them. It doesn't matter. But I just like to use the chest because it has more storage in it. So what we're gonna do is, if it does have items, let's say you have a bunch of chests. Let's do 10, just so you could see. Oops. Let's push it. Let's see if I can push it. Oh, there you go. As you see, the redstone turns off. Oh, and there you go. It unloaded everything super quick. But that's the main concept. Once it hits this powered rail, it'll detect that there's blocks that need to be unloaded. So it'll stop the system from hitting itself. Because if you just have an empty minecart, once it hits the powered rails, it's just going to go off. So you need this minecart to stop. And this is basically what you would do to stop the items. And then once there's no items in there, it'll say, okay, there's nothing in there. Boom. And if you turn this off, it'll just stay there. And then once you power back on, you can see it goes. All right. So of course you can make this as long as, wherever you want to go. But just for now, we're just going to make a super small compact one right here. All right. So we have the unloading section done, but we're going to need the loading section. So same thing, wherever you're going to stop. So this is going to be the power rail to load things. You're going to put a hopper on top of that facing the rail. Then you're going to put a block in front of that rail. A comparator away from us, so not facing the hopper but away from us. And now a block. So you could put the block beforehand, if that makes it easier to place the block. It shouldn't be, but yeah. Then you're gonna place a redstone torch on top of that, and at the very bottom you're gonna place two blocks, so it'll look like this. So hopper, comparator facing away from us, facing the block basically. A block on the wall of this, you place a torch, then you're gonna place a repeater and a dust. And this is the whole concept. So what's gonna happen here is, let's say, once more we'll use 10. Let's say you have 10 items in there of it, whatever you want, it doesn't matter, as long as there's an item in there. This will power on and it should stop the whole system. I don't think, yeah, even with one item it should still stop. But the main concept of this is the exact same thing here. It'll detect that there's blocks in here, send a signal, and this basically powers off the power rail. So now if we test it, you could see it's getting loaded. It sends that there's nothing else in there, and it'll unload it, and of course it'll go back. And this is where I told you that maybe the lever, whatever you want to call it, is pretty good, just because it'll start doing this if you have a lot of these, or if you have a lot of redstone in your world. Maybe you just want to turn it off, and it'll just stay there. And once you want to power it back on, turn it back on, and just unload it. So this is the whole concept. It shouldn't be that difficult to learn. And now I'm going to show you, for the unloading, one more way you could do this. Alright, so the other way you could do this is a T with building blocks. You take away the middle block, and it just depends on where you're going to place this. So if you're going to have the items on this side, right? So if you're having your rail there, and this is where, it doesn't matter. Once where you can put it down, you can place forward, it doesn't matter. Oops. That's we don't need that anymore. Okay. This is what you're gonna need. Same thing, comparator, facing the block, and then just there's a repeater there. A block. Torch, I mean. What's gonna happen is, hold on. We destroy these blocks just so you could see. It sends a signal saying, hey, there's a block in here. Powers off the redstone torch, which powers off this repeater, making the power rail stop. But then of course, as soon as the block is gone, unloaded, it'll turn back on. And then once more, if you want to stop the whole system, place a lever right here. Yeah, you can't place it there or there, so it has to go in the middle, and then it'll turn off the whole system. And then, like I said, this is just so if you have a lot of these, or if you have a lot of redstone, it doesn't lag your world or whatever, just in case. I'm sure it won't, but this is a cool little thing to have as well. And that's basically it. You can choose this one or that one, whichever you feel comfortable with. The unloading one, I'll try to find other ways to do it, but for now, this is very simple, super easy. So yeah, if you guys enjoy this kind of content, please make sure to like the video and subscribe for more content like this. All right, then I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.